see a house, the whole wall used to be black because somebody recently painted the wall white. And it's the former home of Johnny Depp coming up here, 1996 to 2001. Johnny Depp lived at this one house coming up here because he liked the gargoyles. He liked the front gate, reminded him of Dracula's house. Vampires. He named his band the Hollywood Vampire. Right here, left-hand side, Johnny Depp's former house right there. The whole wall used to be black there. Somebody painted it white this year. So Johnny Depp, as you guys know, he loves vampire movies. He named his band the Hollywood Vampires. Johnny Depp, and his first movie was a horror movie, if you guys remember. Got killed by the monster, Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp laying in a waterbed listening to his Beats headphones. Fell asleep. Can't sleep on Freddy. Freddy came at him with those finger knives. Sliced him and diced him. Spit him up on the ceiling. Right hand side behind all this bamboo, you guys, there's Justin Timberlake. We're going to see it better on the way back, you guys. JT used to be the home of Ben Stiller, and it was the home of Jason Statham. JT, Jessica Biel lived there. Their son Silas, a little boy named Phineas. Almost to the top here, Outpost. You ever played Grand Theft Auto GTA? You remember this street? Even that house is on GTA right there. Franklin driving his car down this curve up here.
Grand Theft Auto.
Right here, Jennifer Lopez, first house in Hollywood right there. See the house sitting out over the bridge right there with the infinity pool. They also used it on a TV show called Celebrity Rehab. You can see the beach way out there on the left. SoFi Stadium out there. So if you guys want to take some pictures now with the Hollywood sign, be my guest, you guys. You can get out of the bus if you want.
Hollywoody! Yeah, Kim's on outside. Yeah.
Wow.
Kim's outside. Yeah, go. Well, walk outside, see?
I just like
Why do something with let Lindsay stop you?
She said, "Are you going?" I said, "No."
I can see it from here.
I see it there now.
Hollywood! It's a big space.
I think I see it there now.
I know.
I see it there now. Imagine you roll down the grass hill. Scary.
It's very shy.
You're not on the road.
Gets these teeth. So
You're not on the road. We're not because we need the car. So we can't stop there.
they have this great almond, and I'll show you this. They're all but you have to go through the get stuff. It is really, it's great.
Sau đi cầm đi xe vẫn còn ok. You good?
I just left it.
If you look way off to the right, you see the Griffith Park Observatory. Lots of movies filmed there. Most popular filming spot in Hollywood. La La Land filmed there. Bowfinger, Terminator, just to name a few there. The Hollywood sign was built in 1923, makes it 100 years old. Used to say Hollywood Land. Eventually the word land fell off. The word Hollywood stuck. When they first built the sign, the guy that built it owned a real estate company called Hollywood Land Realty. And it used to have lights all the way around it. Every 8 inches on the letters, there was a light. And you could see the sign at night. You can't see it at night now. There's no lights on it. It is 100 years old. And it is the most photographed sign in the world. Now, in the late 30s, the word land fell off. The sign was spruced up a couple times after that. 1978, Hugh Hefner came to the rescue, rebuilt the sign, brand new sign built there in 1978. If you saw that movie Elvis, it was a good rendition of what the sign looked like in the 1960s and 70s. It was kind of beat up, had a lot of graffiti all over it. So the new sign has a lot of cameras around it, sensors. It has a fence around it, so you can't sit on it anymore, can't sleep under it. On top of the sign there is Mount Lee Studios. That was the first television studio in the country, Mount Lee Studios. Now, if you do a hike up there, a couple Airbnbs do hike, so you can hike yourself. You see the utility lines there on the other side, and you'll end up on top of the sign looking down at the back of the sign. On the other side of the sign, on the other side of the mountain, there is Warner Brothers Studios, a city called Burbank. If you go about halfway to the Griffith Park Observatory, you'll see a big white curved wall. That big white circular wall, the big house behind a big tree, that used to be Madonna's house. Madonna painted the whole wall in the house pink and white stripes in the 1990s. In the 1940s, that was the home of a famous gangster, Bugsy Siegel. Bugsy Siegel, the gangster. And if you look to the left of that big white curved wall, you'll see people standing in the dirt right there. They're taking up-close pictures of the Hollywood sign. Those are tourists just like you. The way you get there, you guys, you put Lake Hollywood Park in your GPS. Lake Hollywood Park. That's how you get close to the Hollywood sign. Lake Hollywood Park. Put that in your GPS. And you'll be standing right there behind Madonna's old house taking up-close pictures of the Hollywood sign. Lake Hollywood Park. Don't put Lake Hollywood in there. You'll still be a little bit of ways there. There's a guy that built this scenic route here, William Mulholland. He built the Lake Hollywood over there, aka the Hollywood Reservoir, which was used at the beginning of the Andy Griffith Show over 100 years ago. So it's pretty full this year. We had a lot of rain, had a record amount of snow up there at Mammoth this year. So these thirsty Angelinos should get enough drinking water. As you guys know, Big Bear was snowed in this year. A lot of people were trapped up there, 12 feet of snow. I used to live up there, but we didn't have it that bad. 2004, 2005. People were trapped in their houses because it's had so much snow this year. So they still, if you guys can see the San Bernardino Mountains way out there, they still got snow there for Easter weekend. So if you want to go snowboarding or skiing, you're still going to be out out there, the Big Bear Snow Summit, Durban, Snow Valley, and all that stuff. All right, let's see here. Let's try a 3-point turn here. It's my first day. If you hear something go crunch, that's my excuse, okay? If you hear somebody scream, that'll be bad. Then I gotta speed off. There's a car behind us. There's downtown LA right there. Sorry. Right, the city council now. They're gonna complain to the mayor now. The tour bus backed up in my yard. I gave you room to get out though. These cars are so short. They're so short. Wow, speeding. They speed down the hill, you know. We just got to stop for the lady anyway. So. They come down there trying to do 80 miles an hour like Flash Gordon or something. Alright, I had to go sometime. Alright, right there, left-hand side. One more time, the Hollywood sign.
Still the same TV.
Look at that little car. Wow. What if we got hit by them? No, that wouldn't be. Nobody would be upset. Be more or less like an amusement, right? There you go. They'll be hurt, we won't. I see the Griffith Park Observatory there. And you see the San Bernardino Mountains there in the background with all the snow on them. So you'll see J-Lo's house one more time there. Pacific Ocean there in the background. You see Catalina Island today. Redondo Beach out there to the right of Catalina Island is Redondo Beach right in the middle of Catalina Island, and Palos Verdes is Long Beach. And if you look way off to the left there, you'll see a flat white building. That is SoFi Stadium. If you flew into California, flew into LA, you might have seen that SoFi Stadium lit up at night. The LA Rams, LA Chargers play there. The national championship was played there January 13th. Georgia Bulldogs won. Stan Kroenke built that stadium. Both of his teams won the championship a couple years ago. Colorado Avalanche and the LA Rams won 2 years ago. Grand Theft Auto. Back in effect.
David.
Alright, so now we're going to get a better view of Justin Timberlake's house. It used to be the home of Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, back in the day, filmed the movie Goldberg or Greenberg. This house, and he combined both properties. He bought the house next to his house and filmed that movie. One of his forgettable movies. Back when he was doing all those Meet the Fockers and stuff like that. He did a movie called Goldberg. Now, then it became the home of Jason Statham. And it's now the home of Justin Timberlake, JT, Jessica Biel. Justin Timberlake just sold the rights to all of his music for $200 million. What corporation would pay all that money for sex and baby? I don't know. Somebody did. That will be like a lotion commercial or something. Baby oil commercial. Alright, there it is, you guys. Justin Timberlake, JT, Jessica Biel live right there. All behind all that bamboo. Big back house there. Front house is a security house. Big back house there. Justin Timberlake, Jessica Biel stay there. Okay, watch your branches here, you guys. You gotta speed up the street here. So if you missed this, Johnny Depp former house here is one of the characters. Johnny Depp loves Dracula. He loves. Name of his club is the Viper Room. Hollywood Vampire. Johnny Depp's former house right there. Okay, watch the branches, you guys. Sorry, I'm crunched over here, so watch the branches. Sorry, I warned you. Got slapped in the face. You got the Will Smith branch in the face right there. Alright, so if you miss Katy Perry's house coming up again, that'll be on our left-hand side. Katy Perry, by the year of American Idol. She gets $25 million to be one of the judges on that show, American Idol. Katy Perry. Wow, nobody's stopping at the stop sign. Wow. And they yell at me when I roll through it down this street when I'm walking their dog. Alright, there it is one more time there. Katy Perry and her sister lives. Her sister lives in that front house there. See all the way to the top, Katy Perry's house there. Little baby Daisy. So right here, hey, Bob Barker, he was out here fixing his sidewalk about 5 years ago. That's the last time I saw him on the news. He had the city. You know, if you're a celebrity, they'll come out real quick and fix your sidewalk. You know, just a regular person, and you got to trip over the sidewalk every day. Right there, big black fence right there, Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly. Smell those fresh, brand new brakes. I smell them. All right, Runyon Canyon down the street here. Let's see if there's a truck in the middle of the street. There's no truck, just a car. Oh, oh. Car and a pulse truck. Bus isn't on Slim Fast yet. Might scrape something right here. My first day, sorry. So Runyon Canyon, you guys, it's open from sun up to sundown. The front gate is right here. It's free. It's a public park just like Lake Hollywood Park. You're going through the front gate right there. There's always a catch when something's free. You got to find a place to park, you guys. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. So you got to find a place to park. You guys got to find a place to park. Okay, there's no parking lot up there. At one time they were going to put a park there where a parking lot there where there's a little grass park when you first walk in, but they decided not to do it. GTO. Oh, it's a Tempest. Wow, rare car, I guess. Now coming up here, left-hand side, Sylvester Stallone's first apartment in Hollywood. He was paying $300 a month for that apartment in 1975. And he couldn't pay his rent. His wife was about to have a baby, and he had to sell his doggy. He couldn't feed the dog anymore. The dog was real big, so he sold the dog for $40. If you guys remember, it was in the news lately. He was getting divorced. So Fonzie had got him a movie deal with ABC Television. He was going to do a TV movie. He didn't want that. He wanted a major motion picture. So eventually, Fonzie got the script back from the studio and gave them their check back there. And we finally got a movie deal, you guys. They gave him $150,000 for the script. Told him he could be the star of the movie. They wanted Fonzie to be Rocky. They wanted Robert Redford to be Rocky. They didn't see Sylvester Stallone as leading man material. So he got that $150,000, paid his rent. Wife had the baby there. So he gave her, paid the rent, got his. His wife had the baby, but he needed to get that dog back. The dog was integral to the part of the movie. So he went around looking for the guy. They didn't have social media back then, didn't have cell phones. So finally he caught up with the guy at a hot dog stand. And we'll get him one last time. Learn how to drive Idaho. Godspeed. Where they're going. Alright, so finally, he caught up with the guy at a hot dog stand in Hollywood. The guy was standing there with his dog, about to get a hot dog for doggy. And he went up to him like, hey, yo, give my dog back. He's going to be in this movie, Rocky. The guy's like, no way, no how, you're not getting this dog back. I bought him, he's my dog. He said, no, you don't understand. He's going to be in this movie. He's a special dog, and he has a lot of scenes with me. So finally they went back and forth, and then he told the guy, hey, name a price, whatever price you name, I'll pay it. The guy chuckled, he said, okay, give me $15,000. You can get your dog back. So what did Sylvester Stallone do? Gave him $15,000, put him in the movie Buckus. He was in Rocky 1, Rocky 2. John Belushi passed away here, Chateau Marmont, 1982. Right at the Roxbury, film right there. They had a fiery crash there the other day. Some Tesla crash into the pole. You saw it on the news. So Night at the Roxbury, Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan. So if you guys remember last year, he was getting divorced, and then he got undivorced. He had a tattoo of his wife on his left shoulder. Didn't like that tattoo. He didn't like the features, didn't like the colors. So she wouldn't let him have a Rottweiler, so they were at odds, and he painted over her picture on his shoulder with Buckus. And now he's got Buckus on his left shoulder, you guys, Buckus. All right, right-hand side, Elvis Presley is eating his hot dogs there all the time. It's usually yellow. And on the right-hand side here, hey, you guys, the Saddle Ranch. Tyra Banks filmed a movie there called Coyote Ugly. Coyote Ugly got the Saddle Ranch there. Great food, you guys. Great food at the Saddle Ranch. They come out with these big trays of food. On the right-hand side, the Comedy Store. They're filming something here, you guys. At the Comedy Store. They're filming there at the Comedy Store today. Pauly Shore, he's in charge. On the left-hand side, the Sky Bar. Sidney Crawford's Club there, the Sky Bar. Next to the Mondrian Hotel. There's Kobe right. They got a whole bunch of murals of Kobe all over LA now.
The rooftop, right?
Super Mario. So this is La Cienega Street, takes you all the way to LAX there, La Cienega Street. Goes all the way to LAX. Goes right by the Beverly Center. We're on the Sunset Strip, you guys, if you're wondering where we are. This is the Sunset Strip. And on the right-hand side here, wow, oh my gosh. The Florida in the fire truck. Right-hand side, Mel's Drive-In, featured in that movie. Hey, they got something going on there. American Graffiti film there, American Graffiti. Left-hand side, Oppenheimer Group selling Sunset. And on the right-hand side here, two buildings used in the movie Scarface. That was Montana Realty over there. Scarface. Very nice Excalibur there. Hey, on the right-hand side, that was Gina's Beauty Salon right there. Gina's Beauty Salon. That was a real quick scene where they had like, he gifted her a beauty salon and they ribbon fit in there. Movie Scarface. All right, there's Bullwinkle and Rocky. Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat, Rocky. Hey, there's a pink car. You're missing the Mel's Drive-In. You go fit right in over there. Pink Tesla. They got something going on there. It says Frosty. They might be filming something over there at Mel's Drive-In. Sanchez, the window man, caused all this traffic. Could have been out of it. Thank you, Sanchez. I'm just gonna call him Dirty Sanchez from now on. I wonder how many cars he scraped with that truck. And he must have carte blanche insurance, hopefully. Right there, left hand side. Johnny Depp used to own the Viper Room right there, sold it 13 years ago. River Phoenix passed away there in 1993. Right hand side, Whiskey a Go-Go. Hey, Steel Panther gonna be there tonight. I used to see Steel Panther when they were called Metal School at the Key Club up here. They're gonna be there. And on the right hand side, the Roxy, featured in the movie Up in Smoke with Cheech and Chong. The Roxy. Next scenario, we got the Rainbow Bar and Grill. You want to be a rock star? Hang out at the Rainbow there. There's the pink Tesla. On the right hand side here, it used to be the Key Club. It's called One Oak now. Van Halen started there. And I first saw Steel Panther when they were called Metal School there. They're always doing shows. They're a cover band. They come out and start doing. They do Bon Jovi songs. They do Van Halen songs. They know how to rock the club, anyways. They got this bass player named Satchel. He's always doing his hair with a mirror. Right inside, Halle Berry. She crashed her Porsche into the front of that liquor store 21 years ago. And she ran into the accident. And she won the Academy Award for Hit and Run. No, she won the Academy Award for Monstrous Ball. She redeemed herself. It's all good. Left-hand side, going at 60 seconds behind the white truck. They drive a Porsche right out that window onto the Sunset Strip. Boa Steakhouse, owned by Ryan Seacrest here at Boa Steakhouse. Hey, coming up here, it's the Beverly Hills sign. The Beverly Hills sign. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's really close. We can almost touch it. Goodbye, Sanchez. There we go, you guys. The Beverly Hills sign. The Beverly Hills sign. There it is. There it is. I can almost touch it. It's so close. All right, you guys on the right-hand side. It's coming up. Right-hand side. It's coming up for you guys. There it goes. Yeah. There it goes.
Yeah, Sierra Sunset. Cece. Holy crap, that's funny. Get a picture of that real quick, Sierra Sunset.
Before she was a star, she drove in a tour bus.
I used to know a guy from Augusta, Georgia. He said there were people out there named Rusty Nails. I can imagine there was probably somebody out there called Sierra Sunset. He was naming off all the names, and I was just shaking my head like, what? Like Sandy Beach, you know? There were people there actually named their kids like Sandy Beach. What? It's outrageous. Alright, so I want you guys to notice Beverly Hills. Every street has the same tree lining the streets. These are ficus trees lining Sunset Boulevard. Palm trees lining that street. Hillcrest, palm trees. There's another house, Madonna Flip. $32 million. This house with the eagle on the pillar right there. She got $32 million. And on the right hand side here, Samuel L. Jackson. Right hand side there, Samuel L. Jackson. This lives here with his lovely wife. That's right here. She's just one of those fortunate movies. ex-house, ex-superstar's house. She used to be on that show called The Voice. She lives in Oklahoma now with her hubby Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani. No doubt, no doubt. She sold this house coming up here. It's vacant now, so any wannabe squatters know where to come squat. Come squat in this empty house here Gwen Stefani used to live at. Right hand side there. Gwen Stefani's house. And right here on the right hand side, it's for sale. $380 million to the Mars. To the Mars. Owns that house right there. You could buy that house. It could be yours for sale. It could be yours, you guys. $380 million to the Mars. He's locked out of heaven in there. And on the right hand side here, the Beverly Hills Hotel, there it is. It's owned by the Sultan of Brunei. Sultan of Brunei is worth about $20 billion. He owns 600 Rolls Royces. And that's where the Eagles wrote the song Hotel California. Wrote it all up and down the West Coast, see all the palm trees there. It's about the Beverly Hills Hotel and a mental hospital in California called the Tacadero or something like that, mental hospital. There's a line in the song so you can check in, but you can't check out. Now the cheapest room will run you about $550 a day. Most expensive room, $75,000 a day. So Pretty Woman filmed there, Beverly Hills Cop, Bugsy, Beverly Hills Ninja. The list goes on and on. So all the celebrities boycott that hotel because in Brunei they practice Sharia law. So they boycott the hotel. All right, left hand side, Elizabeth Taylor's former house, and right here on the left hand side, Michael Jackson passed away here, you guys. Michael Jackson. He was renting that house for $100,000 a month. The house just sold for $20 million. Michael Jackson was commuting from that house to Staples Center, which is now the Crypto Center, to practice for his 50 concerts he was going to do in London. He never made it, you guys. Lethal Injection, Propofol. It was the This Is It tour. He said, this is it, this is it. That was it, you guys. No más, no más. It's muerto, it's muerto. He's not coming back, you guys. But they have a vigil there every June 29th, and people light candles and sing songs. Michael Jackson's. All right, now we're on the world famous Beverly Drive, featured in all those movies, TV shows you love. Entourage, 90210, Pretty Woman, Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Ninja, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Pawn, Down and Out, Beverly Hills, Vanderpump Rules, Beverly Hills Chihuahua. All film scenes going up and down this street. Beverly Drive, first made famous on a TV show called what? Very good, the Beverly Hillbillies, the Clampetts. The Clampetts were riding up and down this street, you guys. If you guys remember that. Now coming up here on the left-hand side, you got Drew Barrymore's house. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore has her own daytime talk show. Where the white Tesla is, hey, that's George Lopez's house. George Lopez, Jorge Lopez, got a new sitcom. Jackie Collins' former house right here, where the guy's doing the yard work. Jackie Collins was the sister of Joan Collins. She used to write romance novels. And she used to lease the house next to her house to this guy for many years. He's still doing movies, you guys. He's 82 years old. You loved him as Michael Corleone in The Godfather, Tony Montana, Scarface, Al Pacino. Al Pacino. Put Al Pacino in your phone, Beverly Drive, Al Pacino, Beverly Drive. You'll see Al Pacino dancing down the street there, past those houses I just showed you, and he dances right into the middle gate right there. He just got a dog because somebody jumped his fence. So just put Al Pacino Beverly Drive. We caught him on the tour the other day, but I had a wild crew on the bus, and he was walking right by these hedges here up to his house. Had a trench coat on, and when he waved at us, I said, "Hey, Al Pacino." They were wild. I wasn't going to make a U-turn. People were wild, man. All right, right hand side, the two amigos, they live right next to each other. Steve Martin. Gates open. Steve Martin and Martin Short. Steve Martin, Martin Short, they're next door neighbors and live right next to each other. Google that one. And on the left hand side, hey, the Statue of Liberty there. Statue of Liberty. She's right there. She lives there. The statue. She was born there. She was raised there. And she got a torch all of a sudden and started standing out front. Left hand side right there, Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jeff Goldblum. And on the right hand side, she has her own line of baby products. You guys can catch her on Rodeo Drive all the time. Jessica Alba, black Lamborghini there. Jessica Alba. She has two houses in there, right? She has two houses. I feel the need to have two houses. Well, yeah, I know some of her kids are grown up. Right hand side, hey, it's Ryan Seacrest, you guys. Ryan Seacrest, American Idol. Ryan Seacrest, they're right on the corner. Ryan Seacrest. They got task force down here. They're doing crazy stuff. Park all like that just because somebody parked in the red. All right, big building down there with the dome top. Beverly Hills Cop, you guys. Beverly Hills Cop. That was the police department. They just finished filming the last one. Beverly Hills Cop. Number four, the Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop. All right, Rodeo Drive coming up here, Rodeo Drive. Hey, there's a DoorDash guy. I think his Prius broke down, so now he's got to run with all the food on his head. And on the left-hand side, that store with the red awning, you guys. The red awning, they filmed Pretty Woman there. She says you made a big mistake. Huge film right there at that corner store. Rodeo Drive. We're going to double back around the Rodeo. Straight ahead to the left, Century City building in the very back, all the way to the left with the mirrored windows. Nakatomi Towers in the movie Die Hard. It was an action movie. No, it was a Christmas movie. It was an action movie. It was a Christmas movie. It was an action movie. It was a Christmas movie. What say you, Missy? Action movie or Christmas movie? She said no comment. She's busy buying Taylor Swift tickets for $800. All right, here we go. Is it that cheap? All right, here we go. The Dr. Seuss house. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. The Cat in the Hat's making green eggs and ham in there. Dr. Seuss. See, looks like Whoville in there. Whoville. A famous Brazilian architect designed that house, Niemeyer, Oscar Niemeyer. And then he wanted it to look like Dr. Seuss, so he designed that house. So there's the front of the house. I guess they had a leaky roof there, so the house has been changing hands. I guess it's going to cost, they figured it's going to cost maybe $200,000 to fix the roof or something. So it's been changing hands a lot. All right, there's the front of the Dr. Seuss house. This is the front of the house right there.
Great lady.
Yeah, right here on the left-hand side, she's selling her house, not sure the price. Sofia Vergara, Modern Family there, Sofia Vergara. And right here, James Franco, you guys, James Franco right there. And the gray Porsche right there, Michelle Rodriguez. Michelle Rodriguez, Fast and the Furious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And all. Don't forget both sides of the street here. We got Rodeo Drive. Rodeo Drive here, Rodeo Drive. Big dog right there. Got a fresh haircut. So just like Sunset Boulevard, these are ficus trees, look like giant broccoli. Trees on every street out here. They all have the same tree. Lining the streets. Right outside Burt Reynolds, before he was going to film his scenes in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, passed away, lived right there. Bruce Dern got his part, and Emma Stone's former house right here, where that postal truck is, used to live there before she won her Academy Award. And hey, Marilyn Monroe, her house is going to get demolished there, you guys, Marilyn Monroe. Now the house that she passed away in up in Benedict Canyon, it got demolished during the pandemic. They were coming up on a house. This guy lived to be 99 years old, just like Betty White. Carl Reiner, father of Rob Reiner, wrote, appeared in, produced the Dick Van Dyke Show. Dick Van Dyke Show, Carl Reiner. Best friends with Mel Brooks. Best friends with Mel Brooks, you guys. Passed away during the pandemic, not a COVID, just the natural causes. He was just old, that was it. Maybe the stress of COVID, like, put him over the edge, right? 3 years in this crap. All right, left-hand side, Randy Jackson. Randy Jackson, American Idol, used to be one of the judges. He's on that show, Name That Tune now. Name That Tune. Okay, one more time, you guys. Rodeo Drive there, Rodeo Drive. Michigan. Alright, I know there should be a traffic circle here, but I guess the mayor's on vacation, so we gotta deal with this on our own. A lot of finger waving, hands waving, and heads nodding here. You first. No, you go first. Me first. Uh-oh. Right hand side, right there. One more time, Michael Jackson. Miguel Jackson. He's not here. He's not here, you guys. He's not coming back. A baby. Baby. Alright. 808 Beverly Drive. Elizabeth Taylor used to own this house. She didn't move far. She used to live in one of the bungalows up there at the Beverly Hills Hotel. So did Howard Hughes in the last bungalow up that street. JFK and Marilyn Monroe. They used to read books and sing Kumbaya in there together. Alright, right there, Beverly Hills Hotel there. One more time. Now, first, Dana White owns this house right here. He lives in Las Vegas. And he owns that house. And Bruno Mars, $38 million. The fountain's going off right there. Bruno Mars. I think he already took it off. All right, Gwen Stefani's former house there, left-hand side. So anybody Remember what I told you about Al Pacino on Beverly Drive? Bring up Al Pacino Beverly Drive on YouTube. There's about 6 different versions of him dancing around with his headphones on. I wanted to tell him I liked him in that movie, The House of Gucci, with Lady Gaga. It was really fun. He got to play a comedic role after such a long time, but people on the bus were so rowdy, I couldn't just... They would have wanted to jump out and tear him up and all that kind of stuff. So I just didn't want him like keying on my bus after that. So, every time he saw the bus, he'd probably run for his gate, All right, left-hand side, Wolfgang Puck, chef to the stars here, Wolfgang Puck. And coming up here, this big, huge property, you guys, big, huge property. Used to belong to old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra owned that whole property. His first wife outlived his second wife by 1 year. Nancy Sinatra outlived Barbara Sinatra by 1 year. She was 101 years old. On the right-hand side here, hey you guys, the white gate here, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, Spidey. Straight ahead, above the diagonal gate right there. You'll see 2 palm trees there, you'll see 2 palm trees. Right between the palm trees, you'll see his chimney up there. Hey, Tom Cruise, you guys. Top Gun, Maverick, Tom Cruise. And his next door neighbor here, David and Victoria Beckham. David Beckham, Victoria Beckham right there. Bend it like Beckham. And on the right hand side here, well, the Tom Cruise house right up there. All the way up there, you guys. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise all the way up there. That's where he used to help, he held Katie Holmes hostage for 5 years. And he's in South Africa now, filming the next Mission Impossible. He lives in London now. Not sure what he's doing in that house. Betty White lived here. Betty White lived to be 99. And her next door neighbor for many years, her next door neighbor here, Carol Burnett, The Carol Burnett Show. Just wrapped up the last season of Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. She played that kleptomaniac's mom. There's another vacant house. Hey, any squatters on the bus? Now you know where to go. Maybe got termites or something. I'm just gonna tear the whole thing down. Alright, coming up. Left-hand side, former home of Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera has a residency in Las Vegas now. She used to live right here. She lives in Las Vegas now. She lives and performs out there at one of the hotels. And before she owned the house, they used to film a TV show here back in the day on MTV. The family stood on the top of those steps at the beginning of the show. Anybody remember the name of that show? The Osbournes. Very good. Jack, Kelly, Ozzy, Sharon. Sharon, the dog was on the carpet, Sharon. The dog was... We put Black Sabbath together. The dog was on the carpet. How am I going to go to rehearsal if the dog wasn't on the carpet? Sharon. Said he was overly medicated back then. Alright, coming up here, it's called the Greystone Mansion. Watch the branches here, it's a little tight up here, you guys. A lot of rain this year. Tilt. Alright, there it is, you guys, the Greystone Mansion. 55 rooms owned by the city of Beverly Hills. They open it up for movie shoots, TV shoots, video shoots, commercials, parties, proms, wedding receptions. Girl Scouts, they make their little Girl Scout cookie money, and they get a little slip and slide going on there in the summertime. They like to spend a lot of time there. If you saw that movie, There Will Be Blood, it was based on the life of the guy that built the house, Edward Doheny. He was an oil tycoon back in the day, and he built this house as a birthday gift for his son, Ned Doheny, in 1929. Now, there used to be oil derricks all over the California coast in L.A., And that guy was the guy that built all the oil derricks, Edward Doheny. At the end of the movie, Daniel Day-Lewis beats up this guy with a bowling pin in the original bowling alley of the Greystone Mansion. And so that's at the end of the movie. You have to fast forward to the end of the movie to see that scene where he beats up the guy with the bowling pin. If you saw the movie The Bodyguard, this was Whitney Houston's house in The Bodyguard. The Big Lebowski with Jeff Bridges, The Big Lebowski. Richie Rich, Ghostbusters, that was the mayor's house. Batman and Robin, Batman's house. National Treasure, Book of Secrets with Nicolas Cage. All the Spider-Man movies at Spider-Man's house. The Disorderly Orderly with Jerry Lewis, that was the hospital. The show Gossip Girl filmed here. And the most famous movie filmed here, Rush Hour, with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. That was a Chinese ambassador's house in the movie Rush Hour, Council Han. Now there's a scene in the movie Rush Hour where Jackie Chan has a steering wheel locked to his wrist right there. He gets confronted by two FBI agents. He beats him up with the steering wheel and he runs around the corner and he jumps the wall of the mansion. If you guys remember that. Let's see. Rush Hour. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? 1, 2, and 3. They made 3 of them. They get ready to make the 4th one, just like Beverly Hills Cop. All right, coming up, it's the Sierra Towers. Built by Frank Sinatra, a couple of his business partners back in the day, just like the Hollywood Hills. The higher up you go, the more expensive it gets. Courtney Cox from Friends, Evander Holyfield, Joan Collins, George Hamilton, Sharon Osbourne all have condos in the Sierra Towers. Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan used to have condos there. So did Cher and Barbra Streisand. Cher sold their condo for $6 million. And at one time, Justin Bieber had bought the penthouse up top for $10 million. Only lived there for 6 months, turned around and sold it for $12 million. Elton John used to stay there in the penthouse. He bought it from Elton John. Right inside Gene Roddenberry. Who was that? Created Star Trek. He built that house with his Star Trek money. They still have the Casa de Amigos party there every year. All the celebrities dress up in their Halloween costumes, raise money for children's charity there. Gene Roddenberry. Alright, here it is, Sierra Towers. There it is. Courtney Cox had a whole yard put in for her dogs there. She had a big grass yard put in there. Sierra Towers, 1967, they built that, 1967. Alright, here we go. Boa Steakhouse, owned by Ryan Seacrest there. Boa Steakhouse. Right behind Boa Steakhouse is Soho House. It's a celebrity-filled club, bar, restaurant place back there. Gotta pay $10,000 a year to be a member of Soho.